I think the problem is a lot of women think providing
All right,
is
what up,
abundance nowadays.
This your boy
No.
Skin on
If you know
Fly, and I'm
anything
with my
about
man Clarence,
finances, you know
aka
that a man
ShiningWolf.
can have a
How
house
y'all
with
doing today?
50K. You know
All
that.
right.
But see,
Now
women don't even
this
have
one
a
is
concept of the money.
really like the
Not the
first
house you
time I'm
want.
doing this on
Not
this
the house I
channel.
want.
Not the house
So
you want.
basically, I'm doing a reaction video
hypergamy.
of a
That's you
video that
wanting
I
more.
think
It's
is very
future.
interesting, and I think me and Clarence
He has
could
like what 10
come up with some real good content of this
10.
debate
God.
of
NBA young
the
boy.
brother from the
What? 10 on.
Poor
All of
man's
them girls.
podcast.
So you have one
Excuse me,
sexually
and
irresponsible
this
man,
black woman
but
here.
you have
So
7 sexually irresponsible women or irresponsible women.
you ready
Blaming the
you ready to
woman.
do this,
Listen to
Clarence?
this. If you're a woman, why are you laying
All right,
down
let's
with the
get
man
on with
that you
the
know that does not
shenanigans.
take care of his children?
All right, let's do this.
Uh-oh. What's up, you irresponsible man? But you have 7 sexually irresponsible women or irresponsible women.
Blaming the woman.
Listen to this. If you're a woman, why are you laying down with the man that you know that does not take care of his children? Uh-oh.
What's up, YouTube? Poor Man Podcast back with another video. Give me the HBO special. That's the Help a Brother Out special. Hit the like and the subscribe button for more content. Let's get right into the video.
Women. 10 out of 10.
Women. Really?
Women are more responsible for failed relationships in 2021.
Why do you feel like that?
Okay, before I continue this, he asked who's more responsible for failed relationships. I think the question was who's responsible for the failed relationships, men or women. Clarence, what you think? Before we
I
get into
mean,
that,
each party is responsible for the failure of a relationship. It's rare where there's like only one person. It's only one person's fault.
I actually agree with that. I said I always say it depends on the person. It's like a relationship, because
Mm.
all relationships ain't built the same. But I could like I see some relationships where a man doesn't hold their own, and a woman, she has to go somewhere because the man doesn't do his job. And the same thing with in a man's relationship when a woman doesn't do what she's supposed to do, or she's doing something she don't need to be doing, and he leaves. So I basically say it depends on the relationship, but I really can't. Even though I'm pretty sure he's gonna say something, I can't, really just put it all on women. It's like we got to take some of that blame.
Yeah. Oh yeah. There's a lot of blame to go around.
All right.
Let me go and warm up a little bit.
It's not just like it's just
When a man DMs you, what makes you determine whether you respond or you don't respond?
I'll be honest with you, I don't take anyone serious that slides into my DMs. Like, that's not where I'm looking for a relationship from. Like, that's not the mindset I have. So if I respond to a DM, it's based on what you say to me, and it's on a friendly manner. I don't go based on relationships from Instagram.
So you've never built a relationship with somebody through messaging. That could be DM on Instagram. It could be SMM. What is it? MSM on
A relationship, never.
You've never.
All my relationships, I have met that person out and about.
Basically, what I'm trying to get at is women look for the wrong things in men, and that's what leads them to a lot of the problems that they have in relationships.
Are you sure that's not women looking for the wrong things in men, or men are looking for the wrong things? Because let me ask you this. Let's turn that question around. What made you DM that woman?
What she look like?
Yeah, so men, y'all base that DM on what she looks like, and y'all have no idea what she has in her head, what she has going for herself. So you're telling me that women go based on the wrong things, but you're going based on nothing but physical. How's that not?
What you think about what she said about that right there? You're still on mute, Clarence. You're still on mute.
all right. I agree with her to an extent on that because it's like these guys they select women based off of how they look. Fuck her character. Like her character
Yeah.
doesn't. Oh, can I say that on YouTube? Okay, but yeah, they don't consider her character. Like, what type of lifestyle does she have? Is she a 304?
What's a
You know,
304?
is
Because I
she
think
like
304 is whole, but I don't understand. What is the
304?
304?
304 is a hoe. Is she a hoe?
Oh. I've been hearing
But
that term. I've been hearing that
I don't
term.
think you say that on YouTube either.
Oh, a 304. I get it now. Uh,
But yeah, is she a 304? You know, like what's her lifestyle like? Like, is she cheater? Did she cheat on somebody to talk to you? Like, a lot of people don't consider these things. a lot of men don't consider these things because they're too busy looking at the looks and stuff. So I give her that. I give her that one.
I also said no shit because we are visual creatures. It's like we're going to look at something that is attractive,
Mhm.
and like we're not some. And depending on if we're just
Right, right.
good,
But I say
good.
this though.
Oh, I was just saying like
Go ahead.
I'm
Now I'm saying,
saying
go ahead, go ahead.
whether we are trying to look for a relationship or we're looking to fuck. If we're just looking to have sex with the woman, we probably won't care. Yeah, it
It
don't
don't matter.
matter. So
It don't matter. It don't matter
and
in
if we're
that
looking
case.
for a relationship, obviously we're going to dive in deeper. But we just trying to smash. We just trying to smash. It don't matter.
Mhm.
So to me, just like no shit. But what was you about to say?
Oh, there's some guys out. There's some guys that like they end up falling for the chick, and then they get caught up in a bad situation because she for the streets in the first place.
Right, right. And we know they for the streets.
You. Oh yeah, yeah. They be for the streets. They get caught. They be like, oh, this is just gonna be a smash, and then all of a sudden they get caught up because she gave her that. She gave him that ooh. She gave him that ooh and that ooh wee, and now
That
he caught up trying to turn the hoe into a 304 into a housewife.
right. I agree. I agree. I agree.
Is that not the wrong?
Well, men are visual creatures. And I think where women fail, especially in 2021, is women try to be the same as men. I think at first it was about equality. Now women want to be the same as men. But nature has a different role in that.
So men are allowed to be physically attracted to a woman. Women are not allowed to be physically attracted to a man.
You are, but if you go for a man that's physically attractive, then you're looking for the wrong things. Don't you want a protector and a provider?
So you just said it yourself. If you go for him that's physically attractive, you're going after the wrong things. But then you turn around and said the question was, women are the reason why relationships are failing in 2021. You clearly just told me men are physical. When you go after physical, you're going after the wrong thing. So how are men not the issue?
What you think about that? You gotta remember to take yourself off of mute because of this Jesse thing. I know it's frustrating, but yeah,
Okay, but yeah, you shouldn't go off of after anybody as far as a serious relationship solely based off of looks. You're gonna find yourself getting a lot of trouble doing that. So I'm like, I get what you're saying. I get what you. I mean, like there's a valid point there. Like I don't think he's saying though that dating a woman just solely off of looks is a good thing because I know in like his community this is like red pill type stuff, right?
right.
Yeah, we already know like what like as far as they're concerned, what traits to look out for. So like I'm like they ain't really getting into the meat and potatoes yet.
Right. Let's get it. Let's get back into it.
Well, men and women are different. You got to understand that off the rip.
So
And I know that's controversial. You can't even say that nowadays.
You can't,
You
because
can't.
how are men and women different? We were both born the same way. We both have the same mind. We both have the same opportunities. So how are we different?
You give birth, don't you?
She knows she bullshitting right there.
We both have the same mind and think the same. Is that what she's gonna say?
Yeah, we have the same mind. We have the same opportunity. It's like that's bullshit. You
That's
know.
all cap. That's Captain Commando. Captain Captain America. This is all the captains put into one. Like what the hell? We have different. For one, our genitals give off hormones that make us think and develop our brains differently
Hell, even
in
the way
certain
we were
ways.
raised is different.
Raised is different, exactly. Like it's not just like oh your muscles get bigger because you have a testosterone. It shapes how you think as well. So I don't like it's like basic biology shit that I think that a lot of people in the modern world just like be like fuck biology. It's we want to be completely equal, so we're going to make it so we're completely equal, even though that's not what the science says about male female
All
bodies.
right, let's get it. Let's
We want to put we want to put we want to put men and women in the same martial arts, mixed martial arts and shit. but we gonna call them women if you know what I'm talking
Oh
about.
yeah, that's another story in this day. That's
Right.
another story.
That's the only thing.
That's a pretty big difference when you're talking about dating based on attraction, especially when women have the pick of the litter. See, men have to deal with what we can get. Women have the pick of the litter,
Women
and you
do
get to
not
choose the
have
men
the
that
pick
you
of the
have.
litter. There are more women on this earth than there are men. So therefore, men have the pick of a litter. You can walk into a room and you can choose from 10 women. Women, we have to settle. We have
Hold on, I'm gonna let her finish. I'm gonna let her finish.
we have to pick and choose what we decide we're going to deal with and what we're not going to deal with because there are not enough men out here that are readily available.
So
That's bullshit. That is so much bullshit. Right there, that is so much bullshit. First of all, and people say this about 20% of the women are fucking like 90% of the 20% of the men are fucking 90% of the women. And people, like most people do know that. Yes, women outnumber men like what 3 to 1 or some shit like that. I think that's the number, but you obviously know that like you could go outside right now and you could like at 10 and you could say who want to fuck me and I guarantee like 10 men will want to have sex with you, which is different from a man. And even if he has something that they want, like he still has to give them things. So obviously you have more to pick of the litter than men. What you think, Clarence? Unmute yourself. Unmute.
This goes against everything we know about the gender dynamics as far as dating. Uh, Usually, like we're humans, so like men do a little bit of selecting, women do a little bit of selecting, but women have a lot more to select from because most guys want to have sex with most women. Like even when you go out, Raymond, like how many women do you see that are just like so unattractive that you wouldn't consider it
A lot, really. I don't know.
versus
It's
ones that
but
are?
even then, for what you mean, there's some women that I didn't have sex with that I didn't think that was attractive, but it was just like she had a fat ass, so I might as well. I'll be honest, I've done that.
True,
It
true.
happens,
It happens. It
but
happens.
it's
But
few far in between. Like even then, it's just like men. I think men settle more than women do.
I mean, everybody settles, I guess, to an extent, because for one, ain't nobody gonna be exactly how you want them, because they're their own individual with their own aspirations and desires and likes and dislikes and all that shit. A lot of people be out here looking for someone who is just like them, likes the same type of movies as them, has the same career as them, makes just as much money as them. I'm like, that's a lot. That's a lot on the demand, and you're probably not going to end up finding all that. That's a lot.
Exactly. It's just okay. So
Hmm.
if you could give a percentage, like what to you is settling? Like, would you say if she, let's say, you have a woman and she has about 75% of the things you like in 25, would you consider that settling, or would you? Because obviously, I think as far as men go, we're not going to get 100% of the woman we want, but I'm not going to deal with
Hmm.
like, let's say a fit like if she has 25% of the traits you want, I'm not going to be in a relationship with her. 50 maybe, 75 that's cool. That might be perfect. I
Just
said
20.
20,
You said
20,
20.
25%.
If she only has
Yeah.
25% of what you want, yeah, that doesn't
Yeah,
sound
I only
that
get
great.
only get a quarter of what I want in a woman and all that stuff, and everything else I was like I got to sit and deal with. I'm not going to deal with that.
Right. I would say like 70, 75%. I think that's pretty good.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like 70 to 75%, that's fine. It's like because like I said, I think in understanding she's not going to have 100% of the traits you want, but if she can have something roughly around, I guess a 70, 75%, you be good.
Right, right. But as far as like what you said, guys have more options. I'm like, first of all, the women that's out here gotta like you. And like there was like a statistic that was done on some or it was a dating site thing or whatever. And they hit the streets and they started asking questions. And it was like, do you find most guys that you run into, or like, do you find like most of the guys on the site attractive? Excuse me. And the women said no, they don't find most guys attractive. And then a lot of women don't find most guys attractive. So they're not gonna really be like they're not really like looking for you like that. There's a reason why there's a reason why men buy prostitutes and women really don't because men desire women more than women desire men on a number scale.
I agree. I agree. All right, let's get back into it.
So do you think men have more options than women?
Way more.
So if you text every man in your phone right now and you say you want to smash tonight, what's your success rate on that?
100%.
Okay, now ask me the same question.
That's different.
It depends on how you look. That's what I would answer to. And
You see how she tried to flip that? It was like that's different. Like right there, it just proves that like you can get the men you want, even if you can even get the men you don't want. He's not going to do that. It's like you might get one or two, but you're not going to get all 10. And that's the shit that me and Clarence was talking about.
And if you ask for my response on that.
That's
so what I'm
different.
basically trying to say is women have the sexual selection. So you get to choose who you want to be involved with.
Men are easy. That's the only reason why I can say 100%. Like the thing is, I feel like women are not as easy to get with than as men are. And it is what it is. Like men can be in an entire relationship.
Is that she just like that defeats her whole point because men cannot get the women that they want just by like reaching out and trying. Like you're gonna get rejected by most of the women you reach out to anyway. Even if they kind of come off like they like you, some of them gonna flake. Some of
And
them gonna
that's what
not
I was saying.
respond. Some of them gonna be offended that you even asked in the first place. They're gonna be
Yeah.
offended that you even asked in the first place. I was on this like dating group on Facebook, and the chick said that I said why wasn't there a lot of women in the group, right? And she said oh, why wasn't a lot of women active or like making posts in the group? And this one lady said because guys say creepy things. I said, oh, what creepy things do they say? She said because they say hey beautiful, like stuff like that.
When is Hey
The guy would
Beautiful
be
creepy?
like excited if the woman,
I said, when is Hey Beautiful
huh?
creepy?
I don't know. You know how the days people be. But anyway, it's like that would be like a positive for a dude if he said, "Hey," came in the DM say, "Hey, handsome." I had women that say, "Hey, handsome" to me, uh, and I was like, "Oh, okay." That means that she's kind of, that means she's kind of interested or whatever. But like women, like they just different. They don't. mm, They just not as inviting. They're more picky. They're more picky, and I kind of understand why they are picky. More picky because they have the whole womb thing going on with limited eggs, and it's a lot more costly for them to have kids and all that shit than it is us. We can just bust one off and just keep it moving, and on
And
to
I
the next one.
understand that part because I've always said women are the
Yeah, yeah,
gatekeepers to sex because you bring
right,
in life. I mean, we
right.
bring in life too, but most of the times it's like we can be fertile and like move on. It's just like when you get pregnant, you kind of like, you kind of stuck with the baby for real.
Right, right, right. You stuck with the baby. It could kill you. Yeah, it could kill you, and it can disfigure. Not disfigure, but leave scars and like stretch marks and all that stuff. It's a risky thing for them. So I understand why it's like that, but let's just acknowledge that it is what it is and stop trying to make it something that it's not.
Yeah, it's funny thing you mentioned that because
Hmm.
there was one time where I went to the hospital because I thought there was something wrong with me, and I was like real depressed. And this girl, and this black woman, she came up to me
Hmm.
and she said, "You're too handsome to be depressed, all that other stuff. You should smile." And I started smiling, and I felt better after that. Now, and I've always had old black women tell me, you a little handsome fella, you should smile more and all that other stuff. When an old woman tell you to smile, you smile. Now it's just like the whole thing was just like, I feel like men, we do that too. Sometimes we don't even like want to have sex with you. We just want you to like put a smile on your face. You're pretty. You're pretty. You don't have to be mad all the time. Just smile. You hear
Mm,
me?
hello.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, it went out
But
for a
yeah, I
second
mean,
there.
it's like the whole like I'm with. That's the long story short. I'm with Kevin Samuel on the smile thing. It's like I do feel like women should smile more.
Mhm.
It makes you look beautiful. I don't think you should hold that back.
I mean, like they ain't got smile. I don't really care if they smile or not. The ones that do smile be getting the action though. Like I'm telling you right now,
I agree.
the ones that like they, I don't care if they smile or not. They can smile if they want to or not. But the ones that do smile get the most positive energy from the opposite sex and the same sex too. So if they don't, that's on
I
them.
agree. Let's get back to the video.
And you can tell them,
Yeah.
hey, I want to fuck you tonight. And they will jump on that. And they will forget what they have at home. But I feel like women think a little bit more into that before they make that decision.
Okay, basically what I'm trying to get at is this. If you want a man that can protect and provide for you because that's a male's role, why are you judging who you want to be with based on appearance?
Because you have to be sexually and physically attracted to a person. I feel like why do we have to accept the bare minimum? But for men, y'all, we have to come with 100%. We have to check off every box. But as women, we have to be like, you know what? He provides. He's loyal, so therefore he doesn't have to be physically attractive.
What boxes are y'all checking off?
What you think about that?
Hello?
You heard me?
No, no, you was muted. What did you say?
I said, what you think about what she said right there? Like the whole
Hmm.
checking off the box things and like she has to be 100%.
I never expected a woman to be 100%. A lot of people be taking in broken people and projects and shit. So it's like I don't even know anybody. I don't know anybody who is 100%. And if they are, then bless them. But I don't even know if she like. I know she talking what she's saying, but it's like I don't know anybody who expects a woman to be 100%, 100% in what way exactly? Like financial, like looks. That's a myth, by the way. Like most guys don't just be sitting out here waiting to date like a 10. That's statistic. That's been statistic, not statistically, but that's been like they took like some type of study on that and said that men are more likely to date women who are like sixes or sevens or something before they would even holler at 9 or 10. So if that's what she mean by all the boxes checked, like I guess tits, ass, pretty smile, nice eyes, all that shit. I don't know if that's what she's talking about, but if that is the case, then that's not true. They have a study on that, and also is she talking about career and money and all that other shit? Uh, um, I don't think all guys are really necessarily stuck on that. Some are, but a lot aren't. A lot of men don't care what type of career you have. And I know that because there was a girl I know who had no job or nothing, and guys were still always up in her DMs all the time, trying to hang out with her all the time, paying for her shit or trying to pay for her stuff. So
I just want to know what and like I wish he doesn't ask this video in this video. What's your idea of settling? Because I feel like as men we settle all the time. Like I said, we're not always looking for a 10.
Mhm.
We just looking for
Exactly, yeah,
we're just looking for someone that fits into our lifestyle or
right,
what we're trying to bring into this world.
and
So
accommodates it to an extent.
yeah, because we know you're going to have flaws. It's just that are the flaws good enough or they're not that big enough that need to deal with.
Right, exactly.
So
Someone's not gonna.
yeah, so when I look at her, it was just like men are easy. It's not that men are easy. We don't get we first of all, as like I said, like we done said many a times, y'all get the sex more than we do. So Of course, a lot of niggas is going to jump on it, especially if they just want to fuck. If you look into a man that just want to fuck, that's what you want to do. But like I said, for relationship wise,
Well, men have
and she said
women.
loyal too. It's just like I think loyalty is a big thing in a relationship because he's loyal. I was like, isn't
Right.
that what you women want? You want someone that's loyal to you that don't want to fuck around. So it's just that what do you? It gets to a point where you ask, what do a women want?
They don't know.
Exactly. Let's get back into the video. Let's get back into the video.
Oh, I got
Enough.
My bad. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. Unmute yourself.
women come from a place of abundance mindset. So when you are in abundance, or when you have an abundance of a resource, you're not going to be so picky. I mean, you're going to be picky about what you get in. But if you like a man and you come a place of scarcity where each woman that you holler at is a little bit more rare, and the higher the quality of the woman, or at least as far as looks, the harder it is to obtain it. You're going to be a little bit more, open to whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like if you're hungry, and someone gives you you know, a saltese cracker instead of a Ritz's, you gonna really complain that much?
Nope.
You
You
gonna take
going
what you can. You
and
can take
in the words of Eddie Murphy, God damn, that's the best damn cracker I ever had.
exactly. Like you ain't gonna be complaining about, that much. You gonna take what you can get for the most
Right.
part.
All right, let's get
But women want the world because they got a high selection. They can like grab dudes from out the sky pretty much.
basically. Basically. I
hmm
agree with that.
Let me know what you.
We check off everything. We are smart.
Okay.
We provide. We're good wives. We're good mothers. We have good. We come from good homes. We can cook. We can clean. We're good in bed. Like everything that we have to mount up to, we do. And I feel like as women, unfortunately, we have to settle.
I'm gonna take it in the order that you said because when you ask,
In my opinion, and even though, men do this and all the time, especially a man with like six figures, everything she said she could do, that could be outsourced. Every like you could cook, you could clean. It's just like you could get a maid for that. If you're good in bed, you can get an escort in that, and an escort
She
could be,
said. She said good in bed.
yeah.
I'm about to sound like an asshole right now, but most women are not that great in bed. They do starfish. They do the starfish thing. They like Patrick, but less animated.
You said starfish. I usually say dead fish, but starfish, that's funny.
Yeah, because they got arms and legs and lays out like that. You know.
But yeah, all that could be outsourced too.
They might ride, but they don't. They don't always do that right. But that's neither here nor there. I'm just saying like cooking, cleaning, all that shit's good though. Like that's good traits to have. Um, career, like they're having a career, don't care as long as she got a job that's decent enough.
ask a question off the top, usually people respond with what's off the top.
Okay.
Right? Your first things that you listed had nothing to do with what men want in women.
So what do y'all want?
And that's the problem. We want a feminine woman that wants to be fit, that wants to take care of the small inconveniences in our lives and reciprocate the value. So if I go, the inconveniences in my life. So for me, for example, I go to work every single day. My wife gets to sleep in if she wants to. I have a trip to Florida in 10 days. She's already booked the trip. She's already booked the flight. She's already taken care of the Airbnbs. I don't have to worry about that. When I sit down, she brings me a warm plate. That's something that I look for in a woman. I don't care about if a woman can provide.
But
why would a man care about if a woman can provide?
Do you feel like your household is the typical household that we see now in 20?
This is really good because, like I
He's
said,
right,
he is right, and
Mhm.
this is where I usually ask the question, and I'm gonna ask you this:
Mhm.
what type of woman do you want?
A
You
woman that
specifically.
A woman that's easy to get along with, doesn't pick fights with me, helpful, supportive, um, adventurous, likes to go out, not necessarily looking for a home by someone who don't like to go out because I like going out doing different things. I had an ex that did the thing that he was talking about, like bring your one plate. If you if you paying for the trip or like something, she'll like do her part. She'll book them. Plan out certain things as far as booking stuff for the most part. Like
Right.
gathering information. Yeah, I used to like stuff like that. So like really like she said, guys are simple. Don't get on my nerves. Be affectionate. Give up the nookie and be active in it. No starfishing. At least not all the time anyway. Not nothing too crazy. What about you?
Me specifically, I've always said I want my woman to know when it's time to be a cheerleader and know when it's time to be a head coach. And what that means is just like if I'm doing good, I don't need to be praised every day, but it's good
Hmm.
to know that you're appreciated sometimes and all that other stuff. And then
Hmm.
if I'm fucking up, or if I have an idea that it sounds real bad and all that other stuff, you can pull me to the side and say, "Babe, that's not a good idea. Maybe you should do this, and this, and all that other stuff." It's just like I'm not because I know
That
like
sounds.
not all my ideas are right, and it's like and also I would love a girl
Mhm.
that can cook. I can cook too, but I'll be hoping that she can cook as
Mhm.
well. These are things I'm looking
Mhm.
for. And as far as conversations, I want you to like stimulate my interest, or someone I can just vibe with on days where days where I just want to sit down and do nothing. You just sit down and do nothing. We could just vibe together and shit, and we could just talk about anything.
Do nothing. Do nothing together,
Those are the things. I mean, those are the things I look for.
and be okay with that. Yeah, because you don't want to constantly be entertaining someone all the time. Actually, that's
Yeah,
stressful.
it's
Hmm.
like yeah, I don't want to be. It's like you know, understand and that's why I said understand when I need my space and when I need my peace, or if I do something good, you do something good as well. If I feel like, because I'm the type of person like, if I feel like you're doing something well, I will reward you, or I don't want to say reward you, but I will do something to like make you feel appreciated. It's just like you've been like, babe,
Right.
you've been taking care of the house, you've been doing this and this and that, you've been with me all the time. It's just like, yo, let me take you out on a spa date. Let me take you out on this 5-star meal and all that other stuff that we ready to go. Let me take you out on a trip that you wanted to go to. Let me do that
Yeah.
for you. And the same thing is like, babe, you see me doing the house, let me cook for you. Let me give you a massage, I appreciate everything you do around here. It's like that's reciprocating love. To me, it's just like the most thing I feel like any
Right.
relationship you want is reciprocating love. So know what know what that we're both doing our parts, and like agree because like I think Priest Forever Priest said this. A marriage isn't 50-50, it's 100-100. You both got to put 100 in to get in it to make it work because it's not because obviously marriage is not easy.
Right.
So at least that's how I feel.
I think 50-50. I think 50-50s for like 50-50s for like friendships and when y'all first start dating.
Right. And I say this all the time. I said, relationships, boyfriend, girlfriend, you can get away with it. But when you're married,
Hmm.
the me becomes the we. And it's just
Right.
like
Right.
we have to move like a unit. So if you look bad, I look bad. And if I look bad, you look bad. Like you remember when you seen the movie Ali, right? And like remember
Yeah. It's
when
been a while. Yeah.
Jada Pinkett was wrote and she wore up in this dress that he didn't like, and he had to talk to her about it. And it goes, it's like when you wear dress like that, it makes me look bad and all that other stuff. It's just like we come in as a unit. And that's how I
Yeah.
feel like a family should be, is in a unit. It's just like it's not just you anymore. It's all of us.
Right. Right. Yeah,
So
that's right.
and I feel like a lot of I think that's to me, I think that's why a lot of marriages fail. Either there's no reciprocating love or there's no we, there's a me in there. And somebody always wants something out of it.
I got feelings not enough compromise really.
That too. Because
Compromise.
I know a couple women that won't compromise for shit. And I'm just like, compromise is part of the relationship.
Yeah, if you don't want to compromise, then you might as well not be in a relationship. I had a chick I used to see. It's like I don't think I could be in a relationship because I do not like compromising. I was like, well, if you don't like compromising, then you probably gonna end up being a bad friend too, not just a relationship, but a bad friend as well.
Bars. I
Right?
want
Because you
everybody listening to take note of that. You can also be a bad friend too. That is something.
exactly right.
All right,
Like
let's get
compromising is something that you gotta do, like when you're dealing with other people, to an extent, you know.
honestly, I think that's why some women get into entrepreneurships. When every time they hear entrepreneurs, it's always a one woman job because they don't work well with others. It's like men,
Hmm.
like we may not like the
Oh yeah.
guy, but we can work well with him. So like we can work with someone we don't like as long as the job gets
Right.
done.
Hmm.
So
Absolutely.
that's also I feel like that's also people you need to look at in a relationship. Does she work well with others? Not just you as a friend, but you
Mm.
in a relationship either.
Bars.
All right, let's get back into this video.
Bars right there though.
2021.
Hmm.
Are
Does
we
she work
now
well
in
with
a
others?
atmosphere where it's both women and men bringing things to the table as far as providing for a household? You say your wife gets to sleep in.
Yeah.
Okay, that's really good.
Yeah.
But that's not typical.
That's but that's because my wife selected me based on my drive and not my appearance. She seen the vision, she seen where I wanted to go, and she helped me get to that position.
So
She
whenever
ain't
women do that, why do we get called gold diggers? Do you feel like your wife was a gold digger because she looked at your drive, she looked at your ambition, she looked at what you could do for her financially?
my wife was with me since I was 15, so that in particular, I'm gonna give you that, because that's not the typical situation. What I'm trying to get at, I don't. Oh, if a woman is counted a gold digger if the man already is solidified, and that's what women want in 2021, and that's why it don't work out. Y'all try to go for men that are already solidified, that look a certain kind of way, and then when it don't work out, y'all play dumb. Look at it. Look at Brittany Renner.
You think he has a point? You're still muted, Clarence.
I keep on forgetting about that mute. But yeah, I think this points to what he's saying, because like if you don't have any like history or rapport with this rich guy that you're just trying to drop in on because you're trying to do the come up, then why would he stick with you when he could have other options, or why would he be like exclusive with you? That's how I kind of look at it. I don't know. What about you?
I mean, I think a lot of people get what she was trying to get at, and I think he explained it very correctly. It's like, when did you meet him? It's like, did you meet him when he had ambition? Did you meet him when he had ambition, drive, and all that other stuff? Because I feel like, and I don't mean to put black women out there, but most of the times you meet that man, um, you meet him when he's already established instead of like knowing you didn't see him at the grind. Like, Drake has this line in rap. He's like, "Bitch, you wasn't with me shooting in the gym." And there's a lot of people, they see Kobe at his 81 game and not him in high school practicing his jump shot in the gym. A lot of women don't see that. You only see me when I'm on top and I'm flashy and I can do stuff for you, not when I'm working on my craft because this could get me somewhere. And
Right, right.
that's where I feel like men are trying to tell women and women are just not getting it, especially black women. Because I feel like y'all don't get it. Because I feel like a lot of y'all, even the relationship of a lot of you black women, like y'all entrepreneurs and y'all got something going with yourself. Y'all want a man on that type of caliber or not? It's just like Yeah, they may be on a caliber, but do you like vibe with them or something like that? Because you know how women's like these are like I want a man that's equally yoked. In my personal opinion, being
Yeah.
equally yoked that has nothing to do with money or his job, because he can do a job or something that you may not like,
Mhm.
or he may have a different religion or different way of looking at life than you. I feel like that's where the equally yoked comes from, not from how much he's making.
Right.
And I think a lot of people get that wrong. It's just like a lot of people's like, "Oh, I'm an entrepreneur." He doesn't. A person won't understand why I need to be somewhere at 3 o'clock in the morning and all that stuff instead of working a 9 to 5. And I'm like, all you got to do is tell a person. We understand. Like even if, like, let's say I'm dating a stripper or only model or OnlyFans model, it's just like I may not like it, but I
Mhm.
understand that like you sell sex. Like I get it.
Right.
And if I'm comfortable enough to date you with that, obviously I get that. It's just like I just got to get over it with my comfortability. Because one thing I will say this, because men are disrespectful. Because men would say like, "Hey yo, I done seen your wife over there at the strip club," and they'll say any type of disrespectful way to get on your nerves and try to fight you with some shit like that. And that's a whole nother story. And that's like why men don't like dating strippers or OnlyFans models or some shit, because niggas be disrespectful.
Yeah. No, they should. They will in a heartbeat too.
Nigga, it's like, it's yo, oh, that's not you. It's like, that's not you taking, yo, why that nigga? I bet you that nigga dick bigger than yours, little dick. It's like, niggas get real disrespectful with shit, and like, you gotta fight these niggas. And sometimes men don't want to deal with that. That's why they don't like dating hoes, really. It's just like, especially like if you dating someone that like she done been with everybody and niggas just come up to you, hey yo, that bitch was sucking my dick the other week, man. How does my dick taste and all that other shit? And it's just like you gotta fight this nigga now. Cause not only she's disrespecting you, you disrespect a lot only she's disrespecting my woman, you disrespected me too. So it comes to a point where nigga we gotta put hands on you. Women, you gotta understand that. This is why a lot of men don't like
Yeah.
dating hoes, but
I will.
I don't.
I don't recommend it. A lot of them broke. A lot of them broken. Got a lot of mental illness to go sort themselves through for real, for real. And I'm not saying that out of ignorance either. I'm saying that from experience.
I've I've seen it myself. I've seen it
I've
myself,
seen it from experience. So, like, oh, you
bruh.
being ignorant? No, no, I'm speaking from experience.
And ladies, I know like some of this is triggering, but be mindful. We are speaking from experience. It's like we've been through this.
Mhm.
All right,
Right.
all right. Let's get back.
Unfortunately.
Unfortunately, yeah. Let's get back into the video.
PJ Washington, she dealing with PJ Washington. Oh, he told me this. He told me that. That don't matter. Did he put a ring on that finger? We judge character based
He
off
did.
action. We judge characters.
They were married.
We judge character based on actions.
They were married, so I'm confused.
PJ Washington and Brittany Renner was married.
Yes.
Oh shit, I fucked that up then. But you looking at like situations like Sierra and Future. Look at their situation. You
Yeah, he fucked that up. He used the wrong. He used the wrong analogy and all that other stuff. He could have used anybody in the world, but he did put a ring on his finger. So, and I've already like got on PJ Washington about that shit. But let's continue.
You dealing with a man that's been around the block. He got kids. He ain't been taking care of his kids, and now you want to lay up with him. And this ain't even something that's celebrity. Only reason I use celebrities is because we all know them people. Mm-hmm. I can go to the hood right now to show you hella relationships that's messed up because it's a dude that's a crackhead. He got 3 or 4 baby mamas. He ain't doing nothing with his life, but because he look a certain way, all these women want to lay up with him and date him based on potential. But when you're talking about potential, are you talking about Will Smith before he became Will Smith? Because that's potential. Are you talking about Barack Obama when Michelle Obama held him down through law school? Because that's potential. Mm-hmm. But are you talking about a dude that's just sexually attractive that ain't doing nothing with his life and you hoping that he get it together one day while he living off of your refund check?
I feel like that's easier said than done. Like you said, you want women to go. You're telling me women should date based off potential, but as soon as we do that, we get called every negative name in the book. If we look at a man and say, hey, he has a good job, he can financially provide for me, he might not be the best looking, but I look good, we automatically get labeled a gold digger. But you're telling me that's what we should be going after, but you're all.
Do you agree with that? Because I feel like she's reaching a little bit. You're on mute. You're still on mute.
Some men might ones that ain't got no money might be get mad and be like, "Oh, well, you just a gold digger because you won't date me because I don't make what what's the 70K a year."
The average is 50K.
Yeah, I
Average
know
man
the
make
average
about
is
50K.
50. Yeah, I know the average is 50K, but yeah, but like they don't want the average though.
Some women they want
They
at
want
least let's say
like
80. I
like
would say 80K to 100K.
yeah, they said the like your living is not going to get that much better above like if you go above 70K.
I agree with that.
That's like some statistic I heard somewhere. Because this whole how much money you make yearly, this has been a subject matter going around for a long time. Well, not a long time, like I guess a lot since COVID started. I guess. But yeah, like you're not gonna really notice the lifestyle difference after like 70K,
Okay. All right.
or at least it's not gonna impact you that much. I don't know. I have to look it up and see exactly what they said, but it was something along those lines.
All right. Let's get back into the video.
Also saying that look at Brittany Renner. She went after a guy that could financially provide for her. He might not have been the best guy, but she was. Would you consider Brittany a gold digger?
I would consider her an opportunist. For sure, and I think that her resume shows that, and I think that that's why she's catching the flack. She's catching the flack because she promoted herself and branded herself as a woman that would go after men for a check.
Why can't we go based off potential and opportunity?
You can go based off of potential and opportunity, but the problem is y'all not going off of potential and opportunity. Y'all going off of men that are already successful. That's the problem.
And there's nothing wrong with that. You have to look at the age that we're dating at this point. There are people becoming more successful younger and younger. We're not talking about these people that are becoming successful in their 50s and 60s. People are becoming millionaires in their young 20s.
That's Instagram. That's the difference in perspective. Men don't reach financial potential, the peak of their financial potential, until about 55 to 65 years old.
That's not always true, though.
It's not always true, but see, now we go into the exceptions.
But you don't know who I date. What if I date the exceptions?
We go into the exceptions.
What if I date the exceptions?
But you don't, because if you was dating the exceptions, you would still be with them.
Who says I'm not with him?
Okay, maybe that's fair. Okay, what I'm basically getting.
Also, the exceptions does not make the rules. And I think a lot of women don't understand this either. It's like the exceptions does not make the rules. If
Oh,
the
they do
average
not. They do not understand that shit at all. I be stressing that stuff on like social media. I be trying to make a general point about the general public. They don't like generalizing either. But generalizing is the general public. It's like what most people do, and it's like most people aren't making like fucking 100K in their 20s unless they're like a celebrity or they got the hookup when they by like their rich parents or by their parents that own a business or
right,
something like that.
but women like I can't stress you this enough. The exception does not make the rule. If 10% of the population only makes 100K, then 10%
Above.
of the population makes 100K. Even if I move up in there, that puts me in the 10%. If a lot of people can make 100K, then that will be the average. That will be the new average. But since the average is
Right.
50K, average is 50K.
Hmm. Your average Joe, the guy you're gonna run into in the mall, more than likely is gonna be making either 50 to 60K.
Right.
He's not gonna be made the guy that's like in his late 20s, 30s or whatnot. He's not gonna be making 100K plus like
Right.
that for real.
Now, let's get back into the video.
Getting at is women.
But
My bad. You had something else to say? Unmute yourself. You had something else? Yeah, unmute yourself.
I said, and that's why some women just date older guys because they got the money.
Exactly.
That's what they want. Especially a lot of sex workers. They date older guys because that you know they
Right.
go straight for what they want instead of dancing around with the young pretty boys and stuff. That's barely making it or like just not rich enough to be spoiling like dropping bucks on chicks like that. But yeah, that's it.
Women are looking for the wrong. Name me one good king, one good conqueror that had one woman.
LeBron.
You think LeBron got one? I'm an athlete. I'm an ex-professional athlete. Come on, let's keep it a buck. You think LeBron ain't? And I'm not even going. And you can't even count Martin Luther King because he was sleeping around.
He was.
Right. So what we talking about? Any good man that has already been established? Come on, let's just keep it a buck.
I'm just saying,
it's
like,
a clean image. Didn't we just discuss that if you text everybody in your phone right now, you said 100% success rate would sleep with you. That's not the case for average men. Do you know that 30% of men will be virgins by the age of 30? Will have never touched a woman. That means that women have the selective choice of who they mate with. So you have the responsibility of who you allow in your body. Y'all choosing them based off appearance. That's what I'm trying to get at. And y'all got a layout. All you got to do as a woman is, okay, so for men, our burden to society, our burden to humanity is to build civilizations. That's our job. Whatever you want, I'm going to provide. Men, build the microphone, build the camera, build the house. This is all men. This is what we do. We provide. You going to make the face like we don't do that? This is what we do. We provide for.
Historically, women have started things first a lot of the time, but it's okay. Go ahead. The reason why I feel like it is men, because I feel like men have too many options. I feel like men kind of are at this point, like, they find something good, but they're never satisfied. So whenever they feel like something else comes to them that might be a little bit better, unfortunately, they hop on that and they take that next option.
So when I just said the statistic that 30% of men will be virgins, that didn't.
8 out of 10 divorces will start with women.
I know. I'm well aware of that statistic.
That's how you know it's bullshit.
Only
I'm pretty sure he's going to say it too, but 8 out of 10 divorces are started by women. All right. I know
what she's doing.
Go ahead.
Go. No, you go ahead. Go finish what you were saying.
I know someone that he's a hardworking brother,
You
but
broke up real quick.
as soon as his wife is seeing a better option, she's like, I'm leaving you. She left that man. I know a lot of women that do that. They just feel like they beat what was that movie Temptation, like with Journey
Right.
Smollett.
It's
And
called hypergamy and monkey branching.
yes, yes, there's been plenty of times where a millionaire, they'll see something and it's just like, yo, I could take you from your man and all that other stuff. I could, finance your life. I could finance your life some way that he can't do it and all that other stuff. And the dude she leave is a good dude, but he's just not making no millionaire money. But it's just like, and women do that, That's why 8 out of 10 divorces will start with women. So where the fuck is she getting her information from? Go ahead, Clarence.
What I was about to say was like what she's doing is she's taking the type of guys that she like and she's applying that to the general public. Do you
Yeah.
understand what I'm trying to say? She's taking the type of man she like, which is successful, has options, probably has a good social status, social clout, and she's applying that to most men or men in general as if most men has all those things and has all those options. You can only really cheat like that if you have other options available to you. So that's like if you have social status to have multiple women or other women. Like, I mean, it's not that hard to get another woman. Not really. Like, but I'm just saying, like, most men don't have that option to just be like trading up on women, monkey branching from woman to woman to woman to woman. It's like men suffer harder through breakups because they don't have anybody to fall back to. Unlike a woman, she already knows who the next dude is, and so do you. You know who the next dude is too because she probably introduced you to him
Yeah.
as a friend of hers. So yeah,
I
so
know if I done found the love of my life, usually I'm going to stick with her.
right.
And I know a lot of brothers is like that. Look, that's why I married. That's why I proposed to you, because you're the one I felt like you what I needed in my life to make me a better man and all that other stuff. To start a family with and all that other stuff. You think I'm going to leave that? Hell, even when men cheat on other women, it's just like most of the times they're not. They're just the side women. It's just like they
Right.
still go to their main lady because she's the one that's taking care of the kids. She's the one that's taking care of the household and all that other stuff. It's just like
Hmm.
even like a lot of people talk about their second family. I said, but who is he home with more? He was with he was with the main family, right? He's like, y'all didn't even know about the second family because one, he kept that shit under wraps. There's no social media around. But two, he knew where his bread was buttered with the main chick.
Yeah.
Now I'm not condoning cheating because I always say black men don't cheat, but I hear a lot of these stories, and I hear the same thing. He always went back to the main lady.
Yeah, it's true. That is usually how it go.
Shit. Uh,
It's rare he just leave his wife altogether and get with the other chick, which usually is like some type of
right.
jump off or something.
All right. Let's get back into the video.
Like do anything that didn't prove
Nothing.
that didn't show to you that men don't by and large have the majority of the options. Men get with what they can get. Women get to choose who they want when it comes to sexual
Because I feel like
opportunity.
virgins could be not shit too. So no.
So everybody in your phone that you get to choose from, those are all men that are in your plethora of people you can be involved with. Now it's up for you to decide whether those men are good candidates for you to be involved with. Now that's your responsibility as a woman. Like I said, a man's responsibility is to build civilizations and societies. A woman's responsibility is to bring forth the next generation of society builders. That's your job.
No. I feel like I have to disagree. I feel like women build families, women build households, women build homes. So I'm gonna have to disagree with you there.
How can you say that women build these things and you say that men are responsible for the failings of relationships,
Yes.
but the things that you listed that women are bringing to the table in relationships aren't things that men want in relationships?
Maybe not what you want, but I feel like that's what the typical man wants.
If I can provide for my family and my kids and I make enough money to do that by myself, why do I care about how much money you bring to the table when you want me to pay all the bills anyway? So when I ask you what you bring to the
men are paying
table,
all the bills nowadays?
when I ask you
They're
what
not.
when I ask
That's a good question right there. That's a very good question. Uh, this is where I feel like he started like grilling her, and she just had to back up. And even though she's already been kind of like reaching and some shit like that, but this is like that right there is a good question. What you think, Clarence? You gotta unmute yourself.
I think that she full of shit. Like guys, because the question was why are our guy? What exactly was her question again?
What was his question?
Yeah, he was answering her he was
He was basically saying,
he was like unfolding what she was trying to the point she was trying to get across and how it doesn't make sense because of yeah, unfold that for me real quick
on
because
what?
I got confused up in there. I said unfold that for me real quick because I got kind of confused
I
up
think
in
he
there.
said, how can you say the men are the problem in the relationship? You know what? Let me just go back before I.
Hmm.
and you say that men are responsible for the failings of relationships,
Yes.
but the things that you listed that women are bringing to the table in relationships aren't things that men want in relationships.
Maybe not what you want, but I feel like that's what the typical man wants.
If I can provide for my family and my kids, and I make enough money to do that by myself, why do I care about how much money you bring to the table when you want me to pay all the bills anyway?
That was it. That was it. Unmute yourself. That was it.
So he said, how are you blaming the failures of relationships when you aren't even offering the things that a man wants in a relationship? So that means like what he's trying to hint is like the failure of the relationship is probably going to end up being on you since you don't even know what your man wants in the first place.
It's basically because even then it's like
Even
if we're the protectors and the providers, it's just like most of the time men are not even looking for you to pay the bills. Now,
yeah.
now I always said in this day and era, I mean, like maybe back then in our parents and grandparents era, it's like you could work a factory job and um you could provide for a household all off of that one factory job. But now
Mm-hmm.
you kind of need like
Yeah.
two income households, or a lot of people get into these polygamy relationships where three people is it's just it probably be one man and like two wives or something like that, and they all bringing in money and all that
Mm-hmm.
stuff. But it's just like most of the time the men are the providers and all that stuff, and half of the times we not even looking at you to pay the bill, and maybe once or twice and all that stuff. And when you do that, and I see a lot of women do this, you catch an attitude, or they say, "I'm not taking care of no grown ass men." And then this is what I usually ask: what makes you think they want to take care of a grown ass woman?
Right. Yeah, right. Well, I mean, yeah.
And like I said, like, and because I understand like the needs of a woman and all that stuff, but at the same time, most of the stuff you women could do, it can get out. It can, either I can do it as well, or it could get outsourced, like cooking, cleaning, sex and all that other stuff. It's just like you got to get a maid or escort and all that stuff. They'll do all that. Hell, there might be a maid escort service that will cook, clean, and have sex with you and all that other stuff. If there's, I feel like that might be a business right there. It's like nah, but
No. I mean, it could
it could
be.
be. after
It could be.
after that, you get a happy ending and all that other shit. It's just it could be. But
I
but
think
yeah,
some
most of
broke.
that
I
stuff.
think some
Go
broke
ahead.
girls would pay that. Well, I mean, not pay that. Will do that as a source of income.
Yeah. All right. Let's get back into the video.
So when
Do
I
you
ask you what
really
do you
feel
bring
like
to the
men are paying
table,
all the bills nowadays?
when I ask you
They're
what do you
not.
when I ask you
Men are asking women to split checks. Women go to dinner and men are asking to go Dutch.
That's because
I'm sorry,
you
men
asked
are not
for
playing, men
you
are not
asked
paying
for
bills.
equality.
Men are not paying
If
bills.
you ask for equality, we give you what you want. You ask for society, we give you what you want.
Because you're broke.
Have you ever went Dutch on a date? By the way, she before I cut it off, she said, you asking to pay the bills because you're broke or some shit like that." So, but Clarence, have you ever went Dutch on a date? Go ahead, unmute yourself.
Going Dutch on a date really isn't about the fact that you can't afford it. It's the fact that you don't really know if the chick is going to be into you because women could be very flaky
Mm-hmm.
these days. And I usually pay on a date. Like I'm not like people. Oh, well, you say that because you're broke. I was like, I pay for dates pretty much all the time. Every time I go on one, I pretty much pay for it, unless it's like unless I'm gonna go out with my ex or something. Then it's like, why am I paying for this for? We pretty much just hanging out as friends at this point. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But if I'm going out on a date and I'm trying to court, I pay. But I get why you wouldn't want to pay because there's no guarantee for any type of connection or relation or future relationship or even second date, sex or anything.
I, I actually have a friend. He said he don't pay for dates at all because my money is worth more, and my money and my time is worth more than you. So you got to prove to him, and I'm paraphrasing, but the way I think it, because he's really worked hard for his money and all that other stuff. Why am I spending it on you? if you're not going to be around.
You want to make sure they're a good investment, and you
Yeah,
don't know the right, right. Like if you don't know them at all, like why are you investing your money in them? So I totally get that. I totally get that. Like you investing your money in what? I don't know you. Like maybe on the second date, pay or a third or whatever. Once we get like comfortable, But I don't even know if I even like you yet like that.
yeah.
Right now, you just cute and somewhat pleasant on like a short burst, a short period of time.
And this is coming from a man that do pay dates, and I pay for dates as well. I always pay, especially on the first date, because I'm usually the one asking. So I feel if I ask you why I pay for the first date, but I'm not gonna lie, is some of you women, if I feel like you paid more attention to your phone than
Mm.
you paid attention to me, I probably won't pay. I'll probably say
Oh
split
no,
the
no,
checks.
you got to tell them,
I will let you. And honestly, I'm gonna
don't
say
be
this
on your
about the
phone on a
person.
date. That's what I start telling. I start don't be on your phone on a
I
date.
tell yeah, I probably would tell. I'm gonna be honest. I tell women this before. If you are on your date, if we are on a date and you're on your phone more than you are paying attention to me, I'm gonna split the checks because obviously I'm not interested enough to you, or you're not that interested enough for me for us to continue a relationship. I'm not gonna pay. I'm not gonna pay. So I'm just gonna pay for my dinner and move the fuck on. And
Mm.
I know a lot of women say, "Oh, you because you're broke." It's not a broke thing. It's more or less a respect thing.
You got
And
that's
I
all you
say
got
this
to do.
all
You
the
got
time: a man paying for your date is a privilege. And honestly, I feel like you
mm,
women, y'all been entitled. There's things y'all feel like y'all entitled to. Y'all not entitled to a man's money or wallet and all that stuff.
mm.
It's like I understand, even if the man did ask out for you, but he wants your time. He also wants to know if your time is valuable to him. So that's why he's asking you out there. If anything, they could just go. I can understand why people like Netflix and chill now. It's fucking free. It's shit. And half of the times you get the booty from that than you do from getting on dates and some shit like that.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
I
Absolutely,
said, which is
absolutely.
fucking weird to me because
All you really need to do is like get in a situation where you can like have a full conversation with them where it's not like too many distractions.
right.
But dates can be fun. That's why like movie dates. I don't do movie dates unless I really like already like got you where I want you as far as like the intimacy level and all that stuff. Because they're terrible dates because you don't really get to talk to them or like interact with them as much as you should be doing on the first date or two.
I'm a classic dude. I'm a dinner at a movie guy. I've always been that way. It's like every date I've gone or like it's a dinner and a movie. Like um after we go eat somewhere and say, all right, let's go catch a movie and all that other stuff. And then, you take I feel like you get the both. You get
Well,
huh?
dinner's good because dinner's good because
Right.
dinner y'all get to talk and stuff. So that's fine. But like I take them out for drinks because drinks help them loosen up. As and we play pool, which adds a little fun and get to make fun of how bad the shot is and stuff like that.
I've
Little
done that.
friendly, little friendly banter and stuff.
Yeah, I've done that, but the girl I took out, she actually could play pool. So I beat her, but she can actually play pool. So that one, it was just like, and she was shit talking me too. I shit talk her back, but it was just like that one was like it was a real good date. So shout us out to her. But yeah, I was like most of the time when men ask for Dutch, it's not because they're broke. It's just because they don't really see you. They probably saw something in you that's probably not worth their time. So women, I feel like you kind of like you got to step. I feel like you're not entitled to that, but that is
You gotta start. We gotta start making them deserve and earn
that's
what they
and
get.
that's what I'm saying.
And and your money is your time, and you just like whenever you spend your money, you spending what you took to make that money with your time.
I used
Time
to
is money, and
honestly,
money is time, like they used
yeah,
to say.
yeah. I used to tell women it's like if I feel like, and even though I'm not entitled to it, I feel like if I spend over $200 on a date, I should get some sex out of it. Because what man is spending $200 on you? That's a bill. That's like a light bill or a water bill or gas bill or some shit like that, or phone bill or some shit like that that they could have easily went. You could have bought a video game with that if you were a gamer or some shit like that. It's like I spent that on you. It's like I feel like anything over. That's why like I tell people you don't have to take them to Ruth Chris. Applebee's 2 for $20 could be just good enough as well. Some shit like that. I said niggas want to try to be going all out and like going to Ruth Chris or some shit like that. I was like, yeah, fuck out of here. And that's not being me being cheap, but that's just me. Just it's like why? I feel like if I take you out to Ruth Chris or like Fogo de Child, where it's just like the place like 150, we should be dating, or you my girl or my wife or some shit like that.
Right. Like I don't take first dates, second dates, or even third dates to like real expensive shit like that. I take them to some basic shit. Like I said, first dates, we going out for the
Exactly,
drinks, and we might get a little something the nom on while we there, but it's not gonna be nothing
exactly.
fancy.
That's why I say dinner or movie, or Applebee's. Applebee's is
Yeah,
good.
right. Sugar. Like I used to take drinks to the Sugar Factory. You ever been to
Sugar
Sugar
Factory.
Factory? I mean, that's
Sugar Factory's kind
yeah,
of
yeah.
expensive though.
It is kind of expensive. It is because they got those big bowls. It's like $30 a
It
bowl.
is worth it though. Yeah, you do get what you worth. I think
But yeah,
matter of fact,
they
I
gonna
went
get
to the Sugar Factory with
they,
you one time. Remember when I ordered that big ass drink and I just like gulped it up? Yeah.
yeah.
um. But yeah,
Everybody getting loose off Sugar
yeah.
Factory. But yeah,
All right.
let's continue to see what they talking
Yeah.
about next.
And because we can provide better.
Oh, is that what it is? Because when
that's how I
last
feel.
time I checked, women don't make as much as men on average. Last time I checked, it's a lot of women that think they boss babes and boss B words walking around here that's solo and angry and sad.
See, I don't like that. I don't like that. So you're telling me just because she's a boss, she has to be solo, she has to be bitter, she has to be by herself. I have to disagree because I feel like whenever men want to be a boss, whenever men want to be this like mogul, women praise them. But whenever it comes to black men and whenever it comes to black independent women, y'all automatically consider us bitter because we're successful, and that's not fair.
What we don't have anymore is family.
That's not what he said, and I think she's projecting. Um, First off, and I think Kevin Samuels said this, the most single women is like black women in their late 30s and early 40s and some shit like that. I have to relook at the stat, but it's like a lot of those are independent, successful women. So it's not like he's not pulling it out of his ass. These are statistics that actually are a thing, and I feel like a lot of people would try to ignore that. It's like we're not saying that independent women can't find a man, but it's harder for you to find a man because usually of the standards that you put up for yourself and the man. So let's get back to the video.
Right, and that's because the women, what we want from women, they're not providing to us. We don't have any stability in our household. When you look at the Martin Luther King movement, when you look at the Malcolm X movement, when you look at Black Wall Street, all of that was built by black families, not by black women being independent women, looking for the highest guy on the totem pole that they can get. Because you understand that when men have opportunity, like you said, they largely do not settle down with one woman. So why are women looking for men that are the most handsome and tallest guy that got all the money, when that's not the guy that's statistically speaking going to stick with you, and you know that because you just said it?
So to go back to your point, the reason why we don't have families is because black men are not present. Let's take a plethora of examples. Let's look at Tristan Thompson. Tristan has a third baby mama, okay? And he was willingly sleeping with this woman unprotected, nutting in her, okay?
Right.
He knew what the outcome could be.
Right.
But as soon as she got pregnant, he said, well, I'm not going to be present. So why are you even having the baby? So why are you having unprotected sex with a woman when you don't even plan on being present for a possible baby that could happen?
Okay, listen to
Let's
this,
take
though.
Future.
Hit me up.
Now the question I ask is why was she fucking with a man that obviously already had babies? And they're probably going to discuss this, but this is where I feel like, and I'm going to say a lot of women make mistakes in picking their man, especially when you know like because they're gonna talk about Future and Emmy and YoungBoy having multiple women by multiple baby mamas and all that other stuff. And I've always said this: half of you women know that that man has multiple women and multiple baby mamas, and yet y'all fuck with them. Y'all, a lot of you women will fuck with men that is in relationship instead of single men because y'all
Yo,
think there's something. Yeah,
that's because women, hypergamy doesn't just end at money. Hypergamy also goes to social status and social clout. Women like men that they know that other women want. If no other women want you or don't look like you're attracted to other women, other like women don't they don't like that. They just they like the what's it the social value that comes with that. They like being seen. They like kind of like it's kind of like a trophy, you know.
right.
There was one time was I was dating somebody and on her own and around you know I was in my element when we met, so everybody around me like me thought I was cool, had a good time with all that stuff. But when we got around her friends, they didn't like me. They thought I was weird, blah blah blah, et cetera, et cetera. That just wasn't their cup of tea. So that really upsetted her. Well, it kind of like changed the energy of things for her because in her mind, I was socially inept or socially uncalibrated, and she didn't like that. And most women don't. If they feel like other women don't like you, other women not attracted to you, they will start losing attraction or just like not approach you or not approach you, but not mess with you in the first place.
You know what's funny? Because when I was in a relationship myself, like,
Hmm.
and like for some
Hmm.
reason she would bring other women around me. I don't know if it was to test me or not, but I knew what it's like to be a third wheel, right? And being a third wheel sucks sometimes. You're watching them all get smooshy smooshy, and then you're just sitting there by yourself. You're just like, well, I'm just here. So like,
Hmm.
she used to bring she used to bring these girls. She used to bring attractive. I'm not gonna lie, and they were attractive women, but I was faithful to my woman, but it was just like I
Hmm.
think she would test me. And then there's sometimes where like because we worked in the same spot, a lot of and I'm not gonna lie, I'm a flirt, but at the same time I didn't do nothing or I just talk a lot and a lot of people like I have this kind of personality that people draws to people. It seems like she got
Hmm.
jealous all the fucking time. And it's just like, I get all this attention from other women. It seems like either, and then when I'm single, it seems like I don't get that attention. It's just like, where's all this attention when I'm single than when I'm with a woman? And
Hmm.
like, that
Yeah.
shit
Yeah.
perplexes men
Hmm.
all the fucking time. It's like, why am I more fuckable in a relationship than I am when I'm single?
I think part of that is also because you give off less, I guess, trying energy when you're in a relationship. Because if you're loyal in your relationship, you're not really trying to attract anybody, really. It just you're probably a little bit more comfortable, a little bit more at ease because you're not thinking about trying to hook up with somebody. You know what I'm saying?
I that I see your point in that.
So it makes you come off as more attractive. Yeah, it's more attractive, generally speaking, when you just comfortable in your skin and when you're in a relationship and you think everything's going fine, or if it is or isn't, you know. But if you think everything's going fine, you're gonna be more comfortable in your skin, and people and they like being you being
Yo,
comfortable in your skin.
that shit always bugs me though because this is where you usually get that I always
Hmm.
liked you, but you was always in a relationship with that girl
Hmm.
or you know this is the worst. I get this a lot when like I've had crushes and they done moved away and they always say, "Yo, I've
Hmm.
always liked you, but I was afraid to say something. You never liked me back and all that other stuff."
Hmm.
And I'll be
Hmm.
like, "Oh, that's fine," but in the back of my mind, I'm like screaming internally, or as
Hmm.
guy from Street Fighter would say, profound sadness. It's just like if you only
Hmm.
said stuff. This is why, honestly, this is
Man.
why I was like every girl I see, I holler at now, whether I get rejected or not. I always shoot my shot.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's a good
Yeah,
exercise
I
actually.
said I can
But
take a no, but it's just that it to me what really kills me is that you like me and we never and like it never went nowhere.
right, yeah. That's seem like a waste sometimes, but excuse me,
Man,
it
that shit
happens.
is the worst feeling.
But yeah, man. There's this one situation like I was in like a group. It was like a group of friends and associates and stuff. And they were all and like there'll be a bunch of girls, and they girls like they knew this one guy, and they would always just like huddle up around him, call him up in his face and shit. So one day they had like a anime night or something, right? And I
Right,
bought
right.
a girl that was hot, that was attractive, very attractive.
Yeah.
You know who I'm talking about. Yeah. And all of a sudden, the same girls that was all up in the other guy's face start getting in my face, pulling my hair, you know, trying to start uh, conversations and interactions with me and stuff. They l- they like it. They like knowing a guy can pull chicks. If they think that you're a loser, a social loser, and can't pull chicks, then they not going to fuck with you. That's just how it is. You gotta have that social status. See, guys ain't like that. We don't care about a woman's social clout. Matter of fact, the less social clout she has is probably better off for us.
Yeah, we'll fuck with a quiet
So
girl that's kind of cute, and instead of
yeah,
someone that everyone likes and all that stuff. Because like you dress them up, you get all dialed up, they be just as good as the girls that be popular too. Niggas know.
yeah. I don't care. I don't care about none of that shit.
Niggas know.
Social, like social clout, like shit. Shit can be socially awkward all she want. I don't care. Like shit. My one of my girlfriends, my people said was weird. You think I gave a fuck if they thought that she was weird? I was like, I don't know. Well,
Right.
she wets my whistle, so I'm good. you know, I, I'm good.
Hey, what's
I don't
weird for
give a
others is
shit.
good for you.
Right, right. I'm fine
All right, let's get back into the
with
video.
that. That's fine.
Me out.
Let's
Okay,
take-
yeah, go ahead. Talk
Let's take
future.
Future.
Talk future.
10, he has like what, 10 children?
10 of them.
10.
God.
NBA young boy.
What? 10 of them. All of them girls. So you have one sexually irresponsible man, but you have 7 sexually irresponsible women. Or in Future's case, you said 10, 9 sexually
Wow.
irresponsible women. Because why
You're
would you
blaming the woman?
listen to this? If you're a woman, why are you laying down with the man that you know that does not take care of his children? You're going after status symbols. You're going after men
Message. The shit me and Clarence was just talking about right there. Message.
that you find that are successful that already have the clout. You know that they're not going to stick to you. You already said that. And then when you get left in the dust, you cry on social media like you didn't know it was going to happen. You knew what you came for.
Y'all know how men are. Men can go into a relationship. They might have a bad history. They might have a bad rap. But when you go into the relationship, they might be telling you sweet nothings. Okay? Next thing you know, you think you're different. Okay? So you think you're different and you feel like the story might play out differently for you. So how are you going to blame the woman when it's the man that has the children? This woman is coming in no kids, no history. The man has all the history, and you're telling me you want to blame the woman?
I blame the woman because she's dealing with a man she knows number one, because she's dealing with a man that she knows is inconsistent. Number 2, because she has birth control. She has plan Bs. She has...
And men can't.
Hold on. No, I got
men
you.
Can't
Okay,
pull
I got you.
Men can't just be
I
responsible.
got you. She has birth control, plan Bs. She has condoms. Worst case scenario, she has reproductive rights. When a man sleeps with a woman and that child or that what it is, I ain't trying to for the algorithm. When it goes inside of her, that's up to her. He is 100% responsible. The government will even hold him responsible. A woman can put a child up for adoption and have no connection to that child whatsoever. Men have less reproductive rights than women. Now, we can talk about condoms, but if we just keeping it a buck, these women decided to lay down with men that they knew were inconsistent, and that's their problem, and that's the problem at large. A lot of women are deciding to sleep with men that they know are inconsistent, and they don't care.
So you said that women have condoms.
Accountability. Accountability. That's the magic word right there. And all that what he said, it just rounds up to accountability. You knew the nigga was a shit. You knew the nigga had a bad rep, and all of a sudden he whispering sweet nothings. You think he is going to change for you or some shit like that? You don't weed him out enough. All of a sudden he pulled the same shit he pulled.
Do you
He pulls the same shit that he did with you.
do you think he is going to change for you? You are smoking. If you think that he will change for you, you're smoking crack. Okay? But
Exactly. What
but isn't that what
exactly
I
what
said
he
at the
said.
beginning though? I said at the beginning like that's what I said at the beginning. I was like, like relationships is like you could look on both sides and see the fault
Right.
because it's like okay, so you see that he hasn't like been taken care of. Yeah, he shouldn't have been, doing it. He shouldn't have been impregnating women with no intention and sticking around and starting a family with them and stuff. But at the same time, they should have also seen that he have done this with. They should have saw the
Right.
signs, right? The writing was on the wall, but they decided to ignore it or whatever the hell they had going on through their mind. And also, I think that human women are polygamous.
You think so?
I think so.
What you
Polygamous
mean?
is when it's polygamy is like when it's like
Yeah.
multiple women and one guy, right? Yeah. I think there's a different. I think there's polyamory and polygamy. I think they're different things. I'm not sure. I gotta look that up to make sure. But I think that they are. I think women will rather share one. They would rather share a quote unquote alpha male than to settle for a beta.
Biden.
And if you look at like kings and like some kings, some emperors and stuff like fucking Genghis Khan, he had several wives or concubines or
Yeah.
whatever they called them at the time. And a lot of other rulers did too, or like rich folks, they had like several different wives. It was just them and several wives. Like I don't feel like women are as territorial over. So I'm not saying that none are, but there's definitely a bigger capacity for women to not be as jealous as men are as far as or territorial over their partner.
Yeah, because I've dated. I'm not gonna lie to you. I've dated nothing but jealous slash territorial women. Where you It's not to a fact where I can't even look at another girl and she'll think I'm like trying to fuck. But it's that, let's say if I hold the door open for that girl,
Hmm.
she'll like I'll hear about it later. It's like, oh, you opened the door for that bitch. But I was like, I opened the door for both of y'all. What are you talking about? Or it's just like, oh, why you looking at that bitch? Or is this something? It's like, yo, it's not even that serious. She's trying to take my order. What are you? What are you getting at? Shoot, I think I think you have a point. I think it's to a point where you know
My girls be trying to have threesomes and shit.
I wish I'm not gonna lie to you. I wish, except for one, I think you already know. I wish I knew some girls like that, something like that. Cause just for like that one time, I feel like I because one of these days I do feel like they might leave you for the girl and all that other stuff, and I don't know if I'm mature enough to handle that. I'm not going to do
Hmm.
nothing immature to the woman, but I don't know if I'm like mature enough for her to leave me for another woman or some shit like that. Because I'm territorial myself.
Yeah.
But I will say this: I think you have a point.
Mhm.
But I think it's all the matter. Does she lose her status? Like, if she's the queen and the king is fucking with the other peasants, I don't think she doesn't mind him fucking with other peasants unless that peasant is trying to move into her spot. And then that's where she's like, "Oh no, 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 dear, I'm the queen. You just a lowly peasant." All right. I feel like a woman would do that if they're into it. They would do that as long as they don't lose their spot.
Mhm.
So I think you do have a point. All right, let's get back into the video.
Condoms. So why is it whenever a man tries to go in raw, you tell him no, you're like, where's the condom at? Oh, I don't have condoms. But if the woman was to pull a condom out, would you not feel like, why she have condoms?
No, I feel like, okay, she being responsible at least. Because what are we doing? If I'm not willing to have a child, and I understand me as a man, me being a responsible man, this is what you should be looking for. If you're looking for a man that's going to question you on that, you shouldn't even be in that situation no way.
But why are you trying to go in raw in the first place?
But why are you dealing with a man that you don't know in the first place?
How do you think I don't know him? Just because, what? How?
When you lay down with a man and you ain't even talked about sex before you having sex, what are you doing having sex?
Why do you have to talk about sex before you have sex? Why can't it just be spontaneous?
Because if you can't have a conversation about something that you're uncomfortable with, why are you doing it?
Who's saying that you're uncomfortable?
If you're doing something that could dictate the entire direction of your life, and you think that you should be as irresponsible as to not even have a conversation as to whether you should use protection before you do it, as a woman.
So you're telling me you never had sex unprotected?
I'm telling you, I got a wife, so I do it now. I'll shoot the club up, baby. But that's me. We hit on some good points when it comes to the whole dynamic. But the truth of the matter is, and I think we agree now. You can jump around the loop and jump around the holes and the circles. You agree with me that men have fewer options.
No.
You don't think that men have fewer options than women?
No. We've never agreed.
You agree with me that men who have a lot of options don't commit to women, generally speaking?
Yes.
Okay. So when you see the situations with Future and all the people you brought up, they're dealing with men that have a lot of options, but they decide to be sexually irresponsible. So when you're dealing with a group of women that worship the men that are part of the problem in a culture, hood dudes,
there is
thugs,
black
entertainers.
worship. That's very true.
Yeah, no, and it largely goes for thugs and entertainers. Yeah. Nobody wasn't checking for Will Smith before he was Will Smith. Nobody was checking for Jordan Peele before he was Jordan Peele. Okay. These dudes are lames. These dudes are weirdos until they get successful, right? But a guy like Future can have 8 baby mothers and still get 7 women pregnant, or 10 baby mothers, like you said. And after the first one, 9 women will still lay down with him knowing that he is not sexually responsible. That means that there are 9 sexually irresponsible women, 1 sexually irresponsible man. That is the problem. And everybody will point out the man and saying that he is a part of that problem, which he is, but that's only 1 man and 9 women. So why are we not talking about the 9 women that are also a part of that problem?
He's a repeat offender, okay? He's a repetitive offender. So therefore, I feel like he is more irresponsible than these 9 women.
Which is why I say accountability. If that man is a repeat offender, why would you let him in? If I knew there was a murderer down the street and he's killing people in their houses, it would be dumb of me to let him in my house. He would murder me. Why? So the only way to prevent him from not killing me is to not let him in. This is where where a lot of men talk about accountability. He's a repeat offender. Yes, he is. But you let him in. You let him hit. You let him smash. You're not supposed to. If you know he is either financially irresponsible or he doesn't take care of their kids, why are you letting him in? Why are you letting him hit? Why are you letting him hit raw? That's all men are saying right now.
Bruh. Bruv. Makes no sense, bruv. It makes no sense, bruv. Don't try overthink it. Don't try overthink it. It just makes no sense, bruv.
It kills me sometimes.
You just chalk it up to lunacy.
It kills me sometimes, man. It fucking kills me. That shit be. I be bugging out with that shit.
It is what it is.
Let's get back. Let's try to finish this video out.
Women that you are claiming to be irresponsible. My point is, to answer this question, I feel like men are the more responsible party for failed relationships in 2021. due to the fact that they're never satisfied. They have too many options. I feel like men do the absolute bare minimum, if that, at this point. So I feel like women, they continue to try and try and try, but it's like men just don't step up to the plate anymore. They just don't. They don't provide. They're not what they're cut out to be. So unfortunately, it's women who are holding these relationships together until they can't hold them together anymore.
I think the problem is a lot of women think providing is abundance nowadays.
I think that is also bullshit. First of all, men are easily satisfied. That's why. That's why the most common thing why a woman breaks up with
Oh
a man
man.
is because he's complacent. Because when we feel like we got a woman,
Right. Complacent, or
we
he's
kind of
not
like let off the
fulfilling her
handle
every
a
whim.
bit.
We is loosey goosey to chill. We have very little. We have very little standards, really.
Yes,
This very like I
we
don't
are
know, man.
easy to
This very
satisfy.
this very few this very few requirements. We very simple, very simple.
I want to know what type of nigga she's dating that's this complicated. Because I'm like, men are the easiest thing to satisfy.
They probably require her to lose some weight.
Probably.
That's what's going on right there. And she don't want to do it. She probably don't want to do that because I was like, I ain't gonna get into that. Never
But
mind.
you are in
I'm
shape. You are
gonna
in shape,
chill.
brother. Though it's like I can't
Yeah,
speak because I'm a big boy.
yeah, got a little something,
Yeah, I
something.
can't speak because I'm a big boy. But you are in shape, brother. But even to the point, it's just like we're easily satisfied. Like I still have a PS3, and I got games on there I still play. Especially like I like fighting games. It's like I've had my PS3 for like 10 years. I haven't thrown it away because sometimes I go back to it because there are games on it that I like and I'm satisfied with. It's just it's like the PS5 is out and I still have a PS3. Why? Because it's satisfied. Especially when I want to play games on there. Man, it's easily
Yeah,
satisfied.
I don't know what she's talking about. Unless she's just talking about like rich dudes, which is probably exactly what she's talking about. Because I noticed on the internet, especially, and some in person, but men are like kowtowing to like what women say should be men's standards. So or like guys are like way more likely to bend to I guess standards that's more convenient for women.
Look, like
So I don't really see like why how we want too much. If anything, I would wager that we want not wager. I would argue that we want too little.
it's that I wouldn't say too little. We will settle. Like I feel like we'll settle more, and then more than what we would usually settle. It's like
Mhm.
this because there are girls that I feel like like she has every red flag in the book, but because she got a fat ass and she
Mhm.
probably has good sex, we'll deal with it.
Oh yeah, red
Yeah,
flags.
we'll
Mhm.
deal with it. Like she probably
But
got an
they do the
attitude,
same thing too though.
but
I said that, they do the same thing too though. They be seeing guys with red flags and they go right straight for that shit.
yeah, I'll call that being dickmatized.
The dickmatizer.
'Cause
I am the dickmatizer.
yeah,
It's like a
I,
superhero,
yeah. Use and like I said, because the nigga,
a
I've
supervillain.
seen niggas. You right. I've seen niggas that they have no money to their name. They barely have a bank account, and they be getting these women that are lawyers or because A, she doesn't want to be lonely, and B, that nigga be dickmatizing her. I've seen that happen too on that. But most of the but most of the time you seen a man, a woman, she can have a bunch of red flags. It's like, yo, she got a fat ass though.
Oh,
And she look good.
she
And
purdy.
it's
She
just
got a fat ass. She's hot. She makes me look good in public.
yeah, I feel
Shit
like
like that.
we're easily satisfied. I said even if the woman has a
That's
no
just
good man, She wants
Let's
that
just
no
say,
good man to like at
mhm.
least get a job or some shit like that, or like have something to complain about. You know that I said we're not gonna be complaining. It's just like she look good. Now if she start getting fat, to most men, that's the deal breaker. Especially if you're like part of the six figures.
Not these, not not
Oh
these,
yeah,
not
you
these,
like them
not these
thick.
Negroes out here.
Yeah, I like them thick.
Yeah.
But even then, it's just like okay, thick is not the problem. But when you get sloppy, I feel like when you get sloppy with your shit,
Mhm.
that's where the deal breaker is, or some shit like that. If
Mhm.
Cause I even said, cause girl asked me like, would you break up with a girl who gained a little weight? And I was honest. I said I wouldn't break up if you gain a little weight. I would break up if you get a little sloppy. But even before then, I will ask you, I will or suggest that you should go to the gym before, and if I feel like you're just going to get sloppier and sloppier, and not just in an appearance, just like your mentality sloppy and all that other stuff, then I might have to just see myself out because I'm not going to be attracted to that no more.
Right.
And I feel like that's where a lot of relationships go awry. At least when men, we're like, okay, yeah, she just started, because a lot of dudes is just like, I stopped losing attraction to her. She stopped doing the things she used to do and all that other stuff. And she used to dress up nice. She used to come out. Now she's all sloppy and some shit like
Mhm.
that. Some women, when
Right. Right.
when they get and when a woman get complacent, they get complacent. Now that shit is, I don't know if it's better or worse, but it's a level. I will tell you that it's a level.
Yeah. Like, and it's like women that require you to
You should,
keep
and
up with your
as a
looks
man, you
too, though.
should. I do feel that
So
way.
it's not like, and it's not like a one-sided thing, really. It's
I
not.
agree with that.
They do require you to look good. Like I said, they like the social status that comes with having the boyfriend or husband or whatever, and they think they're gonna get that if you look like you just came out of your basement playing Call of Duty for like the last 5 days. I
Moderation,
don't think
people.
so.
Moderation.
The last 5 days. That's a bit
Look,
extreme example, but you get what I'm
yeah, I
saying.
do. I understand if you can sing, if you're single, you go ahead and play Call of Duty as many hours as you want. I think if you're in a relationship, you got to understand moderation.
Hmm.
You got to understand. Okay, I could be on this game for like maybe
Yeah.
maybe an
Okay, for
hour
me,
or two, but I
okay
should
for me.
probably like spend time with my girl, or try to bring her into your world or some shit if she wants to be. But I do understand moderation with
Mhm.
some shit like that.
You gotta have one of those compromising girls for them to bring them into your world. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, you're right. Cause
A lot of a lot of chicks these days, especially the black ones, ain't trying to do all that. You better like what I like. Hmm.
I like what I like. You don't want to change me. I like what I like. Is it? All right, let's finish this video out.
You think playing them games all up on this computer all the time? Ah.
I feel like you like the game more than you like me. Starting,
Ah,
it's starting
you
to
do.
feel that way. It's starting to feel that way. Yes.
No.
Providing, because for me to provide, if I'm living in the middle of America, let's not take Dallas in situation because we are in Dallas, but let's go middle of America. You can live comfortably over 50K, but a lot of women largely are unaccepting of that. A lot of women want more. Right, so you're talking about men are not satisfied with their situations, but it's obviously the women because the women are the ones dropping out at 70%. These are the women are the ones filing for divorce.
50K is
Right.
not enough. I'm just
See, there we go. 50K is not enough, right? But it is enough.
Can't even
That's
buy
if
you
you
a
want a
house.
man that can protect and provide. If you want a man that can provide you abundance, that's when you start going into that group
Why
of
does
men.
that have to be abundance? I want a house. I want cars. Like, how is that abundance? That's
Because
just
a man,
minimum.
if you know anything about finances, you know that a man can have a house with 50K. You know that.
Not the
But
house
see,
I want.
women don't even
You're
have
right.
a concept of the money. Not the house you want.
Not the house I want.
Not the house you want. That's hypergamy. That's you wanting more. And
That's
then when
not
you
hypergamy.
but listen,
if I bring more than 50K
listen, hear me
to the
out though. Hear me out.
table,
Let me go finish. Let me go
want more
finish.
than 50K.
If you have hypergamy and you want a man that makes more than that, now you get into that group of men that are part of the 10% group. Those men have a lot of options, and we agreed that when men have a lot of options, they don't settle down. Women want these men to make 100K, thinking that it's just sweet and it's normal. Most men, the average wage for a man is 50K. So if you want a man, you got to be okay with 50K. That's where you at. Once you start to become hypergamous, you're going to start to deal with relationship
That's
issues.
actually
And
not
like you
fair.
just said, you don't think that
That's
he's going to
not
be able to
fair.
provide a house big enough for you.
That's not fair. So you're telling me just because I want a man, I have to be settled with 50K? That doesn't make any sense.
Okay.
And that's the video. To talk about that, just to hit on that last part, we live in DC. DC in Maryland, mostly Maryland. It's expensive to live in. All right, you're gonna need more than for most places. You're gonna need like a two folks, a two-person income. I think that's what it is for a lot of spots. There's a lot of spots in here, and don't even look it. But a lot of these houses around here, they'll go for like a good 100K, 250K, and they don't really look it, nor is furnished like that. But since the government's here, the president lives here, and all that stuff, places like New York, LA, you need more than like 50K. But he has a point, and this is why I tell people, you try to explain finances to women because I feel like you women don't understand finances. Like that when we tell you like I said before, when we tell you 10% of men make 100K or more, that's it. That is it's not saying that men are striving to become 50K. We would like to become 100K, but you gotta, depending on what type of profession you in and how long you at work, or how long you've been in the business, a lot of men is not going to see that, and a lot of men is not going to get there. So the most they'll get there probably like a 75K and all that stuff, and that's until they hit their middle ages, like their 40s and their 50s and all that stuff. That's why we try to explain economy to y'all. I feel like the first thing I feel like you have to explain to black women is economy. Y'all need to learn this shit. It's like, if I feel like if y'all learn this shit, this will solve a lot of our problems. But overall, what you think of the video? Hey, what you think of this conversation, Clarence? Don't forget to unmute yourself. Clarence, you there?
Hello?
Hello.
Yeah, kick me out.
Uh, I don't know. Your thing is still there though, but yeah, just use it.
Now I'm
What?
in. I'm in two.
Overall, what you think of the video?
Well, anyway, I thought that the lady was ridiculous. For real. Like, I think she was just arguing just to be arguing. I don't even know where she get this thing where guys had way too many standards and relationships are failing because men want too much. I don't know what exactly those standards are. So, mm, like, she didn't really say. She just said that y'all want too much. She didn't say what. Because when he went into what women want, and that it was too much, they actually brought into detail about what those things are. But with what men want, did they ever really talk about that? I don't remember them talking about that. As far as that was too much or too unreasonable, other than I guess looks at the beginning.
Yeah, not honestly, not just looks. It's kind of like finances too. She looked like she like even though she's a little on the big side, she want a man that makes six figures and all that other stuff. So, and I've always said this: you can have what you want. It's that man looking for you.
That's true.
And a lot of women don't like that question because they feel like, why now he's not looking for you? Is the man looking for you? Is that's I feel like that's a legitimate question. Is that man looking for you, or is he not? Because
Hello.
you still there?
Yeah, I'm here. You pause
Yeah.
for a second. Yeah.
I stopped the video since I was there.
Okay.
Okay,
But
but
yeah.
yeah, it's the man looking for you or not? Because you can have those standards, and a lot of men said you can have those standards, but it's that man looking for you because you got to
You
fit
can.
into their criteria. They don't have to
Yeah.
fit into yours.
Right. Oh, there was one point that he brought up that meant to touch on. Is like guys who have type of success have options because, like they said, women are hypergamous. So, um, by the way, there are dudes who have money that also have a hard time attracting and getting women that actually want them. There's a lot of rich guys or wealthy, well off, well to do guys that are paying for dating coaches.
Right.
But so that doesn't just guarantee you success with women. I had chicks that picked me over guys who made 10K. So,
Hey,
but but that whole shit about wanting these super high value men, but she's fucking yo. Can I just go ahead and
say it.
say this on your podcast?
Go ahead, say
I
what you
think you know
want.
what I'm gonna
Say what
say,
you want.
don't you? You know what
It's
I'm about
by
to
the
say.
way. It's by the way.
You know what I'm about to say.
Go
Yeah, it's
ahead.
like
Go ahead,
you
say
want
it.
this super high value man, but you look like you weigh at least 250 pounds or more. That's me being generous for real. It's
And I'm
like
pretty sure she looked tall too, because that brother looked short.
she look
She
what?
looked tall. She looked at
You said she look
least
what?
5'10". I would say that.
Yeah. Why is a man who make six figures, why would he pick you when he could pick some Instagram looking chick or some model looking chick or just, some chick that look like Beyonce or some shit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Why? Why? I think she need to settle for 70K or 60K or some shit like that.
You heard what she
Maybe she'll
said. I
be
want a house. I want a car. It's 50K is not enough. And he's like, I want a house. I want a car.
60K is enough for that.
They don't want that. They want that 100K.
Get get you a IT dude up in there high up there in IT. You have a nice house, a nice car or two, and settle with that shit. Stop being a little brat. That's what they are, a bunch of brats. Stop being brats. Too old to be a brat.
look, look. You look. As far as weight goes, I do say this. Why? Why would I date a regular joint if I could date a supermodel or some shit like that? If I could pull a super, if with my status, if I could pull a supermodel, I'm obviously going to date a supermodel,
Ah,
even though I can. But what's weird? Like we could look at a girl at McDonald's and like put her to the status. That's not settling for us because she probably has something that's worth something. It's like
but
that's not settling. If she's a good person, and like I said, if she's a good person, she's someone that fits into my criteria. It's like you know, they say fit feminine and all that other stuff and all that stuff. If someone fits into that category for a man that makes six figures and all that other stuff,
Mm.
and like she working at McDonald's or some shit like that, a man is not going to look at that as selling her. That's wifey. That's what I want. No, yeah,
About that personality.
it's mostly about the personality, and that's what men are trying to tell some of these modern women. It's just that it's like it's not really like how much you make. It's like we don't care about how much you make. Are you a good person? Because you could make a lot of money, but you could be a piece of shit, or you could just be for yourself and not just for me or the future of the family or some shit like that. Because I know a lot of, and especially a lot of women, they go this independent route. A lot of them don't want
Mm.
kids.
Oh yeah, I know. Oh man,
Yeah,
especially the feminist ones, the ones that like the like. I don't want to shave my legs and underarms type of feminists. They do not. They do not want to have kids. A lot of them don't.
yeah. I don't want kids, and then you go to a man that he wants kids, especially a nigga that much that's making that money. He wants kids. He wants to bring. He wants to make a legacy or some shit like that. He wants kids, and you don't want kids. It's just like, what makes you think he's going to stick with you? And I'm not even
Yeah.
bringing up weight and all that other stuff. I'm bringing up personality and attitude. A lot of y'all have attitudes and all that other stuff. And look, I don't mind. Like, you know how everybody talk about the black woman stereotype, and I personally said this, and this is me personally. I don't mind the angry black woman thing. It's what are you angry at? If something makes you angry, I feel like you're supposed to be angry. But if something that makes you angry and I'm not the cause, I don't want to be the one that's taking the blunt of that because it has nothing to do with me. And that's how
Mm.
I am because I feel because one of my biggest pet peeves, and this is an instant turn off. If you blame me for shit I didn't do, that's an instant turn off. I don't want you as a relationship because it's just like because I didn't do that. I'm not that type of guy and all that other stuff. And you know that. Why are you coming at me for that? So to me, so ladies, to me that's an instant turn off. If you
Right.
blame me for shit that and I don't like when women do that. It's just like there are plenty of men that I always say that worship the ground y'all walk on. Y'all don't fuck with them. Y'all don't like them. Y'all like fucking with people that don't like y'all.
That's the beta. That's the
It's like
beta
the
orbiters.
debaters and all that stuff. And some of them,
The orbit. That's the beta orbiters. They orbit around them. They because they like them too much.
yeah, as and I'm
And they do whatever they say they want. They want a man with some backbone. They
yeah, I
don't.
know.
They don't want the betas.
And I tell nice guys all the time. Sometimes you gotta know. Yeah,
And women will test you. Women will test you to see if they could turn you into a beta. Then do some beta simpish stuff.
well, yeah. I tell
So
nice guys. I tell you all the time. Learn how to say no, because sometimes no will get you farther than a yes.
no should be your favorite word. What's the alphabet? What's the word of the day, kids?
No.
No. Need to put that on Sesame Street.
Yeah, but tell that
Tell that
nigga
nigga
no.
no. Tell that nigga I said no.
Mhm. So, any final thoughts before we end this video, Clarence? Anything you want to say to our lovely women that's out there?
That was annoying. That's all I got to say. That was annoying and ridiculous. And I don't know. Do some research on the other side's argument. I guess I feel like women should look into what men think about certain things because we already know what they think, but they got all over TV, and you can't really go too far without knowing what women think about certain subjects. But I feel like women need to look up
I agree.
some men's experiences before they have a son because they sometimes they do it when they have a son. Even then, sometimes they don't because I don't know, they're selfish.
Like I
But
yeah,
yeah,
like I said, and I'll leave it at
that's
this.
it pretty much.
When you're in a relationship, especially if you're married, I think a lot of people know this. The me becomes the we. All right. What can we
Yeah,
do to make this family better? What can you like? You got to move as a unit, and I feel like, and every part of that unit matters. It's like
Mm.
sometimes the little stuff you do that matters. Sometimes the major stuff you do it matters. But we have to move as a unit. Uh, Also, this shows you that a lot of y'all women are not
Mhm.
listening. Y'all have a lot of things that y'all project, and it may happen to like maybe one or two of your girlfriends, but it doesn't happen to a lot of men. Like I understand, and men, we understand there are some weirdos out there. We tell hell half of the times we tell y'all, yo, there's some weird ass niggas out there. Like we be the ones telling you, yo, there's some weird ass niggas out there, and sometimes y'all don't listen to us. Sometimes, so we most of my time, I just want y'all to just listen to men. It's like we're not that hard to figure out. We're very fucking simple. All right, there's nothing complicated about us. If you don't know what we do and what we mean, ask. We will tell you. We do not have a problem telling you and all that other stuff. I hope, and I say this every year, but it seems like it never comes. I hope we get
And
to
we'll
a
make it
point
fair and
where we
simple to
have come to a
understand.
point where okay, I understand you. Black men, I understand you. Black women, I understand. What are we doing to fix this? Instead of just arguing about the same shit we're going to be arguing about next year. All right.
Yeah, yeah, doing the same thing next year, arguing about the same thing, not understanding the same points that we made the last year. I don't know.
Because,
Like they still think that niggas are exclusively looking for looks when they already came out with several studies showing that's not the fucking case. We arguing things that we've already proven.
right,
Still, what the fuck?
right.
You know what I'm saying? Like when this go off, I'm gonna send you that study saying that men, on average, well, I guess they don't want the average ones. That's the problem right there.
Uh,
But anyway, men on average will gladly settle for a 6 or a 7 or something along those lines. We're not looking out here looking for like the baddest bitch of the ball,
right.
you know. So I don't know why that's still even a thing that's being like talked about. That's like still talking about the whole skinny, like, oh, guys like women that are twigs. I'm like, since like when was that? Even back in the day, that was like the model industry. That wasn't even really Hollywood like that. Because even the Hollywood actors just had some meat on them. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. And I tell you, that's why I hear you. I hear you.
Hello? Yeah. Yeah, that was the Hollywood industry. I mean, that was the model industry. That wasn't even most dudes. You taking something that some people do somewhere and you applying it to like the general public as if the general public like twigs.
Right, right.
Long back Becky. Long back
I was about to
Becky.
say, have you heard? It was like, what do you think "Baby Got Back" was about? It was like we've
Exactly.
always kind of liked our women. Matter of fact, kind of like the average girl. I keep telling people, most men, if you ask them what the perfect body is, it'd be the what people will say the Kim K body, or the most achievable body people are trying to get is like the Kim K body. I don't like calling it the Kim K body, but everybody would say the Kim K body type, or as much as I was like Melissa Ford, a full figured woman and all that stuff. It's just like black men, like we'll
Right,
like a
right.
skinny woman, but it's like we like if it's natural, we love it. But most of the time, it's just
Hmm.
like you said, we're not looking for perfect. We're looking for someone that fits us. And if it's an average girl,
Right,
it's an average girl.
right.
Yeah.
It's just stressful. Keep on talking about the same shit over and over again. I don't know.
I, I understand. So that's
It's
it.
just a little.
So that's it. So that's it on this one. I'd like to thank Clarence for joining in on this one. I couldn't have done this without you.
Oh, no problem, sir. We can
Yeah,
do
we
it
can do
again
this again
sometime.
sometime. Tune in tomorrow when we do our podcast. I gotta put the topics out, but tune in tomorrow for our podcast. Either that, I'll see y'all later. All right, peace.
Shining out.
Oh, Jesus, now it's stop. Hold on.